the madhouse.
All right, this is our second snake draft of all time. We are leaving the sports realm for this one. Ooh, realm. I feel like that ties into this.
No, that ties into World of Warcraft.
Before, I mean, this is going to sound like we don't always do this, but it was my plan going forward that before we start the next draft, we give a quick, props to whoever won the last draft. In this case, it turns out it was me.
Here, now I'll talk.
I
So, guys, we're doing a new thing where we let the winner talk about their last win. So, Grant, congratulations. You won because of the biased voters. How do you feel?
Felt good to win the first one. You guys can talk, too. Like, how do you think the first one went?
Give your little spiel of how great it felt.
I think the Miles Bridges dunk that he had that week really helped me. Like, he had that crazy NBA dunk, and I think that helped sway some minds. And when Trey Burke follows you at 4.
Yeah, I'm surprised you still won with Dickinson.
Evan, yeah, I guess Dickinson held up in the big guy battle. It was hard to find a good picture of him when I made the photos. I thought the whole thing was pretty fair. I think we did a great job of making a very fair, unbiased, anonymous draft, which we'll try to replicate with this one.
It didn't help that Cody Wilkins, his team got 0 love, which really, I think, helped you in terms of all the votes that you got because of how much everyone hated his team. They must just now have known who the players were because there's no explanation why his team got 8 votes and he was 4 of them.
I think our theory of the older guys, the 2010 guys, outside of Draymond, since he's such a household name, was true because I don't think they got the love that they deserved.
Yep.
I think an anonymous source told Evan Cadmus that he didn't know who Kalen Lucas was. So when you have things like that going on, it's going to hurt your team.
The younger crowd just did not vibe with Wilkins' team. And I should have won, but that's another story.
Evan, do you regret anything from that draft?
No, you know what? It's a mock draft. I mean, yeah, competitive. You would like to win, but does it really matter? No, I'm not butthurt about it like Alex is that he didn't win.
Sorry for
people
wanting to
interact
win
with our page, which we love to see. So that's all that matters.
You don't want to have a loser mentality, or you're going to lose this one too.
Well, great point. Shout out to everyone for voting. It was awesome.
A lot of votes. Enjoyed that.
So, without further ado, this draft, tease it not sports, it's going to be a Game of Thrones draft. Probably for sure, in everyone's top 3 TV shows of all time, pushing for number 1 in most people's minds. Alex, I will let you introduce our special guest for this specific snake draft.
Okay, so our guest this week, his name is Cody McCrate from Tecumseh, Michigan. He is a Game of Thrones aficionado, a golfer aficionado, and residential television expert. He's seen everything imaginable, so you're not going to sneak anything by him. So, Cody, welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Happy to be here. Long-time listener. Number 1 fan, as you guys should know.
We do have some super fans that are pushing
always
the
in
title.
your DMs, nonstop. So
you did switch out of the DMs into regular texting because the DMs just got to be too much. And I did say I wanted to introduce Cody because
Mikey
he's my college roommate.
Yeah, he's also alias Mikey from Southeast Michigan. We might have to give him a new alias now so we don't blow his cover with his future fan questions.
Yeah, Cody, you want to give yourself a new name instead of Mikey because now it's blown. So just think about a new name for yourself.
Maybe Littlefinger.
Yeah, I won't have
Also, Cody, we drink on this podcast, so what are you drinking?
Oh, I got some Basil Hayden rye on rocks.
Cheers to that.
Wow.
I really took to heart you guys didn't really mention me very much when you guys were talking about the dad vibes with Grant and his robe. I bought my Berks and I had a robe in college. Now I'm on whiskey and rocks. You guys left me out on that one.
When I was talking about Berks, I think I mentioned you, but I didn't know if you were comfortable being mentioned on the podcast. So I didn't really want to call you out for all the things that you've done. But yeah, you're definitely a robe, whiskey, Berks guy, more than I've ever seen anyone.
Triple threat, as they say.
Cody has been a dad since the age of 16, but not literally. He just want to be dad. He'd rather hang out with the dads at the party than the kids at the party.
All right.
Well, and I'm usually the first one to leave the bar. I'm an old man. I can't stay out very late anymore.
Yeah, that was true as 19-year-olds.
I'm in the dad life. Yep, exactly.
All right. So let's lay out the lay of the land here. So, because we know how the details work. It'll be redundant for you guys, but our listeners need to know. So there's 5 categories in this draft. and you're assembling the best group within those 5 categories. They are a male character from the show, a female character, the best scene or moment from the show in your eyes, a house of the show, and then the miscellaneous category where it can basically be anything within the show to round out your group. You can draft your categories in any fashion. As always, we try not to spoil picks on the show because we want it to be new, fresh, so no one's copying each other. And then we're introducing a veto rule that we forgot to do in the first one, but it should have been there. If someone makes a pick that we think is invalid for whatever reason, a person can voice that opinion, and then they need another person to join in on their opinion of it's not fair, and then it gets vetoed, and that person has to make another pick, on the clock to get it in. So as always, we're all clear on the rules. Now it's time to determine the good old draft order. So this one I'm going to change it up because I didn't like how when we did it 1 through 4, it was like I couldn't tell if it was refreshing enough. I'm going to do 1 through 10, and I'm going to ask each of you to pick a number 1 through 10, and then first one's number to come up in that range gets to choose where they want to go. That makes sense. So Alex, 6. We'll go Evan.
I'll pick number 7.
Cody.
I guess I'll take 5. I was going to say 7, but no big deal.
I'll go 8.
So 5, 6, 7, 8.
So remember your number. Generate. 9 came up. 8.
You.
I will pick.
Told me earlier, Grant.
I'm gonna pick first in the draft.
Good. You're not a liar.
I'm was failed miserably for Wilkins, but I'm gonna try it. Sorry, Chop Wilkins. You should be left out of this. Generate. 6 came up.
3.
That was fast. 5 just came up.
4.
The turn. So Evan's second pick.
Second pick.
Everyone's got a new home this week.
Yeah. Feels weird. Oh, wow. Okay.
So here you go.
So no one's going to give out the dirty secret is that you guys have all seen the whole Game of Thrones series, and I've only watched, hand on the Bible of the record here, hand up. I've watched all of season 1. I stopped, didn't watch anymore. And then all the hype came back. And then my senior year of college, I watched all of season 8 live with everyone else because it was an event. And in between that time, the week before season 8 was coming out, I watched a hour in total video that recapped basically all the seasons up through 7. And then I saw specific episodes that I knew were regarded as the best ones in the middle. So if you guys want to roast me now or anyone wants to, go ahead. I deserve it. But just know that that's my basis coming into this draft.
One of the best TV shows of all time, and you've watched none of it. You've watched a video to recap the whole series.
1/4.
1/4.
Terrible.
It's disappointing.
I watched all 8. I watched all 7 seasons twice in probably 4 months. It's a lot of hours.
Cody didn't go to
Skipping
class.
and everything.
Yeah,
And
did not go to class.
As though the audience will find out, Cody said he didn't take
100%.
much notes for this because he's been doing the notes for this.
He's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
He's really built for this, as long as he can execute. The only thing, Grant, I'll say about that is your impatience is really showing here. You always want to be a part of everything, but you don't want to do the work to be involved in the whole process. You're just there for the end and the great parts, but you just miss all the grinding.
One way to look at it, I've always struggled with shows that their base episode length is about an hour. I'm really good at
Attention span of a squirrel.
I'm good at knocking out shows that are in the 30-minute range, but the hour ones always get me.
All right.
Maybe this draft will inspire me to go back and watch it. I'll be like, wow, that was a bad pick by me in the draft. But as I sit here with the keys to the car of this draft, the first pick, it's interesting because you've got to kind of feel out what categories you think you need to highlight. For me, I wanted to make sure I got my male character if I was given this position. I'm going to take Jon Snow with the first pick in the Game of Thrones draft, and I'm going to, for now, unless something changes, put him in my male character slot. I don't think I really need to defend Jon Snow. He just had, he's there with you from the beginning. You see him rise from a dorky boy into one of the best fighters in the game, and he ultimately has a huge impact in the whole show, and he's there with you from beginning to end. Not to spoil, but you think maybe you lost him for a little bit, comes back, boom, Jon Snow.
Not going to argue it. On to the next.
It's hard not to spoil. I'm realizing that. So 2, Evan, right?
Second pick.
Evan, is this the draft that you're going to redeem yourself and prove that you're capable of drafting?
No,
under
he
pressure?
doesn't care. Remember, he said.
Dude, does it look like I care, Alex? Do I really lose sleep over? Oh, Evan,
should.
You will
your
during the
opinion-
fantasy
Alex's
draft. if it
opinion
struggles again.
is so hard on you, you can't sleep. No, I don't care.
You're going to
What
care
about
if you mess
fantasy
with the
football? Do
fantasy
you care
football.
about fantasy
draft again,
football?
Evan.
Fantasy football, yes, I do lose sleep over drafting better than that.
If you go 3 years in a row of bad drafting, watch out.
Yeah, so I am picking my moment or scene. This is going to be a scene for me. One of the scenes that I was shocked by, that I enjoyed from the previous of this episode. It grew up to it. So the scene is when the episode's called Beyond the Wall. And the scene is when they're fighting all the I can't think of the name.
White Walkers.
I don't want to call them.
You
Yeah,
have
it's
the
the White
shows.
Walkers.
Or you have the shoes.
I do. I bought Game of Thrones shoes. The White Walkers, and it's like the 7 best fighters
Mm-hmm.
that go beyond the wall that help capture one to bring them to King's Landing, and then the battle goes down. The Night King shows up. Something I don't want to spoil anything for anybody if they have.
What's your specific
A moment
moment,
or scene.
Evan?
I'm not going to get vetoed by this. I'm picking the entire battle scene and
The
all
whole
the way
thing.
towards the end of that episode.
So is it? I'm thinking of like the shot where they come in from the clouds and it's like the 7 guys back to back on that little piece of ice with all the water around it, and they're just being. It looks. I mean, if we're gonna nitpick the series, that's where I kind of had a problem. I watched that full episode. I'm like, they would be dead in this situation. There's way too many White Walkers, but I know exactly what you're talking about. I think what you're leaving out is the part that happens right after that, and maybe you're not taking that part of the scene, or are you?
Well, you can't take.
I
all
want to
that.
claim
I'll
that
veto.
scene, and I feel like if I do claim that scene, it's going to get vetoed. But I'm going to claim it and see what happens.
I'm vetoing.
Because that involves with the fight scene. That coincides with the fight scene.
So
Without the fight scene, that never happens.
Can we just
We're
explain
talking
what
about-
we're talking
we're
about?
talking
I think the 30 minutes at the end of that episode should be all one.
Wow.
That's
So
what
That
I
is
agree with.
the greatest part of that show.
I
Or
think
that-
it's too
that
much.
episode itself.
I think I'm vetoing because it gives Evan a lot
So wait.
in one pick.
So
it's
this-
like almost 2 picks
In
in
case
one.
you're like, just say it. Like we're talking about when Danny comes in and saves them. We're talking about that part
No.
as well.
No,
How
I'm
about
not
the
talking
ending?
about that. I'm talking about the White Walkers dragging the dragon out of the water and him putting his hand on the dragon and his eyes turn blue.
Okay.
I was watching this scene with Cody and my jaw dropped. I said, no, they're not doing this.
So
I said,
you
"Oh my
don't
God,
want
what
that."
are they doing? Cody looked at me in spite and he's like, yes, this is why this show is the greatest show of all time.
I feel like you got to pick a moment from that.
Because you could also pick the middle when John gets left behind.
All right.
This
There's
is
3
fair.
potential
This is,
moments.
I would say
in
this
that.
is like it's gonna stand because I'm not gonna veto and you need to. But like selfishly, I don't have any other moments from that episode in mind. So selfishly, I'm cool if Evan just takes that back half of that episode.
What is the official episode?
It's a great pick.
the last
It's called
episode of
Beyond
season
the Wall.
7, right? The
Beyond
last
the
episode
Wall?
of season 7. Evan gets like the back half. So
So he basically gets half the episode.
because the Danny scene happens in that as well. That's how they escape that.
Yeah, but it's all so close to each other. You can't really depict it from each
All
other.
right.
Yeah.
I don't have. A
I didn't
choice.
have any of the other ones. I mean, the eyeball shot is iconic when his eye opens blue. Goosebumps.
Just makes
So,
it
and
fun.
you get the sweet javelin throw by the Night King when he just darts that puppy up there.
There's a lot of good stuff from that.
Yeet!
We basically just gave Evan a whole episode and counted it as a moment.
That's why I picked my moment first.
Yeah,
because
and
this
I'm
is
going to give him a
in
lenient for
time.
that.
But later on, stuff like that's going to get vetoed. I know it. So
Maybe.
it probably happened to me. We'll see. So now it's me.
Uh,
And this is
Did you try to veto this vote? Yes. Could I potentially try to veto another vote? Yes.
I'm
All's-
not going to
hey,
do that
we'll
because
see.
I don't want to have
Hey,
it.
all's fair in the fight for the throne, as they say.
It is.
This is gonna be honest. This is like the hardest draft ever because you don't know what people are valuing at all. So the third pick, I might.
Oh, yeah, you do. I value male characters, and Evan values the scene, you dummy.
And now I'm between basically that, a scene or a.
I mean, if we all had
character.
the first pick, we're picking Jon Snow. So I mean,
Well, that feels good. I didn't know.
Yeah, I would have
Cody's
as
not.
well. I don't know.
Okay, Cody was
for
gonna
sure.
say no. So, but I mean, I was going to.
We'll
So
get
that's why I
Cody's
picked my
thoughts
scene
at the end.
because there's a lot of characters you can pick from, but scenes, iconic scenes, I want to get it out of the way. I wanted mine.
I think so. I think I'm going to go away from scene here because I don't think it'll be taken before it gets back to me. Now it's just between male or female. I think the female class is deeper, so I'm going into the male character section, and I'm going to take the brains of the show, and I'm going to take Tyrion Lannister.
I love that pick. That's a great pick.
Great pick.
Thanks, guys. It means a lot getting the
That's a
approval
great
from you.
pick.
I love that character so much. He's so funny.
He's awesome. I mean, how could you not like him? He drinks.
He likes women.
He drinks and he knows things. That's,
Yeah.
I mean, literally,
Yeah.
he drinks and he knows things.
that's literally what they say. Yeah.
Smart. You like him, you hate him.
Next on the clock, Game of Thrones aficionado Cody McCray.
With the 4th overall pick, I'm going to take the Reigns of Castamere.
Iconic.
As
Iconic.
like the scene
And
or the whole episode.
yes, no, the ending. I mean, we are not doing
The red wedding.
The main
episodes, so
Please describe your moment.
So from the cello making the actual song Reigns of Castamere
I love this.
all the way until okay, so we were in the apartment, right? And Evan, I looked at him the whole time because I already watched it, and he was freaking out. I just looked at him, and he was like, as soon as the first arrow went into Robb Stark, he just went. It was done. That's easily the best episode or the best scene, in my opinion. But
mind blowing.
we'll see as we go.
Certainly
Yeah,
mind
it was-
blowing.
I don't know if you guys know anything about the Reigns of Castamere, but it's anytime like somebody revolts against the Lannisters, and then that song plays, and that's why the mom like started screaming and said, "Oh no, Rob," and boom, everything went to shit.
Well,
And
now,
that is another reason it proves that Game of Thrones is one of the best shows of all time, because Rob was everybody's pick to take the throne, and it was gone in 15 minutes.
yeah.
Gone.
I was gonna say something, but might spoil, so maybe I can't.
For the nerdy part of the graphic, do you want to stick with Reigns of Casimir for that,
No.
or do you want to call it the Red Wedding for the people?
Well, Reigns of Castamere is like the song. It is the title of the episode.
I can
but it's
put
also
both.
the song.
I think you should
That's
put
playing
the
in the
Red
Red
Wedding
Wedding.
for him to have a chance to earn votes.
Oh wait, isn't the episode called Reigns of Casimir?
yes.
So I'll put
Yes.
for the scenes. I'm gonna put a picture.
Put Red Wedding.
and then I'm gonna parentheses put what episode.
The
it's
moment,
from.
the Cody's moment title is the Red Wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one
And
of the
probably
easiest moments to spell out.
and probably a picture of Rob Stark with the arrow through his chest. Just yeah, that looks good on a graphic.
Yeah.
Well, not for Rob.
It's gonna get some votes.
Okay, so now Cody.
Cody, you're back on the clock.
go again.
on this 4-hole.
Back on the clock.
But we don't have a clock, so
I-
don't feel rushed.
This is getting good.
Oh no, I got mine.
This has been good.
100%. It's gonna be the Hound. That is my male character.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wow. I didn't have him on my board, I'll be honest.
I did.
You probably would have slotted for me at 6.
Fantastic storyline. I mean, he took Arya out of the show for like, I don't know, probably like almost a season and a half. But the Clegane story from start to finish, I mean, I don't want to go into too much detail because it could have run over into a scene, but he just pulls such a heavy weight over the whole episode or a whole series. So he's my male character.
All right.
A dominating force. So then it goes back to
me.
to Alex at 3.
Oof. Whew. So I see that 2 moments are already gone. So I like my moment being around later, so I think I'm just going to shore up the female character section. Now the problem here with this is there's 2 in my head. And do I go with the more fan vote? Or do I go with like who I would actually rather have?
That's a tough question.
And
I did fan
also,
vote.
did the
Fan
last season ruin that person for voting? I don't know.
That's interesting. How do people view? I'm not going to weigh too much into.
I think the
final
last season should not
It
have as
counts.
much
It
weight.
happened. It
But-
happened. But it's just how you see it.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with the votes here. I'm going with the votes.
Okay.
And
It's a loser mentality, but
Ah, This is tough.
Pick your team.
I don't have a clock. I just said that. I can think about this.
I know, but mindset should be pick your team. Don't care what the people think. Pick your team.
Care what the people think. Don't take my pick. Thank you.
Yeah, also don't take my pick.
I'm taking Daenerys Targaryen.
Woo!
Good pick, man. Good job.
Mother of Dragons.
Yep. I feel like I wanted to go a different direction here, but I didn't. But I'll also say, without her, there's really not a show. I mean, the whole thing is about
You could say that about a million people.
her getting to where she got. And I know she went psychotic at the end, but that's kind of awesome too. You have to respect that she can be a hero and a villain.
You like the crazy.
She's very versatile. Very versatile. And she blew up all of King's Landing. I hope
Whoa!
nobody takes that for a moment. I mean,
Spoilers.
It's pretty awesome, whether you're on her side or not. And Aaron Rodgers died in that. All right, I hope no one's putting that as their miscellaneous.
All right, Evan.
Take her.
That would be a wild miscellaneous.
Um,
Aaron Rodgers.
With 3 male characters off the board, I'm not really fighting with anybody, kind of. Females, I don't want to lose a pick, so I'm going to take Arya Stark.
Oh.
Just get right
The
to
most
it.
badass female character, and arguably the most badass female character in the entire series. From when she was a kid, and then her trip overseas and coming back as an all-time fighter, and then fighting in the later of the seasons. And then an iconic moment. I probably shouldn't spoil for anybody. It probably could be somebody's moment. But she's known for killing somebody.
We know what you're talking about, yes. I mean, there's no...
Some people
killed
want
the
to
Night
argue
King.
it shouldn't
Yeah,
be her,
No,
but
she killed the guy and took his
I'm
face.
claiming her as my female character.
Made him eat his own.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, Evan. I just hate that pick fully.
Why? Let's get into that.
100% same.
I think there's a if you're going female character, I put probably 2 ahead of her.
I think I just won the draft with the turn.
Yeah, and now
I didn't
Grant,
have Arya on my list.
Oh, I did.
she was 7th in my female characters.
Well, before we get crazy, I think Arya is going to take a lot of fan votes because she was one of the most lovable characters on the show.
I hated her character arc and all of it. I mean, I just didn't. I don't like her.
She's bred to be a fighter.
But I know what now is going to happen is that once again in these drafts, Grant's going to have someone that was first round capable fall all the way back to him with the 8th pick.
Well, you guys probably.
Then why don't you take them?
Because
Don't
I
complain.
took one of
It's a
the
great
2.
point. I'm.
Doesn't matter. You can
take.
take it with a miscellaneous.
Hey, look, I am going with this person because I like the character
No, I
That's
know
how they
we
build
know you
up.
like her.
better, and then some other characters. I don't want to say what I really want to say about some characters, but
They're others. They are just fictional people. I mean, you can just let.
Well,
them
they're
go.
real life people. They're actresses.
But they
and
weren't.
actors. I was just saying. Yeah, I would not have taken her there.
For the record, Arya was on my list. I think she's a great female character,
Well, Cody and I disagree.
but she doesn't float my boat. The person I'm about to take next
Yeah,
is my.
might as well write her in.
I mean, I think this character, this female character, to me, is what Game of Thrones is at its core, and that is Cersei Lannister. I think she is the most
One hell of a pick.
powerful, conniving. I mean, think about her arc. Like, males dominate Westeros, and she wants to be on the throne so bad. So she does whatever she can to one day be the queen. And I mean, we don't need to talk about scene spoiling, but she's in a bunch of iconic ones. Just sometimes you just hate her guts more often than not, but then also you sympathize with her for all the messed up stuff she's gone through with her family and all that. I mean, whew, what a character. Obviously, the last season, you would have liked more of a fight out of her at the end there, but we didn't write the show. I'm going to take her whole body of work. Cersei Lannister. I have the good in Jon Snow and the bad in Cersei. I love that.
Love her or hate her, probably the most polarizing character in the whole show, and I don't know why I just balked at it because I was gonna take her
She's
and
awesome.
I backed off of it for no reason. So yeah, I'm disappointed that I did that to myself. And then,
But now you're chirping Evan, and you're bad
well,
yourself.
I took one of the clear 2. Evan took someone that I thought was not in the clear 2.
I mean, I'm not picking Cersei because she's a brother lover. So
Well, that could hurt the votes as well. But now, Evan, you could easily take the
that's
brother.
that's not great. I mean, I try to bury that when I draft her anyways.
I could.
Miscellaneous.
Grandson has
Going miscellaneous.
I'm going
early.
to step out on miscellaneous. I was thinking miscellaneous. Now, how does this exactly work? What can I find here? Obviously, this means I'm taking a risk of not getting an elite scene, but 2 of them have already been taken. No one's even touched the houses yet, so we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, it's gonna get dicey.
I'm going to take another thing is what I think Game of Thrones revolves around, and that is dragons. So I'm going to go ahead and take dragons as my miscellaneous pick here.
That was my number 1 miscellaneous.
Was it?
It was.
So I get
top of the list.
I would like Drogon, Regale, and Viserion, and like you said, with your girl female character, the show does not really go without those things. And from all the moments they have flying, don't want to spoil any scenes, but those things are awesome. So I'm going to take the dragons.
It's a great pick.
Thanks. I love the dragons.
I really thought I was going to be able to get that miscellaneous. I should have realized that it's a giant theme in the show, and I shouldn't have thought that. So that hurts. Evan, I guess it's to you.
No, it is.
Grant's looking like he's got a super team, the Miami Heat over there.
No, come on.
It is to me. I'm gonna go with my house pick.
Love it.
That's a good. I like this.
That way I can get the best house. I'm gonna go with House Stark.
Nice.
You might not have my name, but you have my blood, and so I am claiming them in that house. No matter, I mean, it's dicey.
It is. People could definitely argue
It
against
is
Jon Snow.
for 6 seasons. He's a part of that house.
But in his blood, he is not.
He counts in that house.
Yes, he is.
Halfway.
Elena Stark is his mom.
He's half that house.
That's what we have
and
Cody
half a different house that hasn't been mentioned yet.
When you think about House Stark, you think Jon Snow. So that's just.
I think of someone else,
I
personally.
think of Ned Stark.
You can't say that.
No, you
Man.
can. But I'm saying
Spoilers!
I don't
I
think.
mean, so I'm claiming the entire house because of all the characters that fall underneath it. I mean, Ned,
Yes.
I wish he was.
It's in my
longer.
top 2 of houses. For sure.
And
Stop screaming.
Rob, Sansa, Arya.
Whoa,
So-
spoilers. I'm just kidding.
We all know the characters.
Well, and plus, when you think, I guess I should rephrase. When you think Jon Snow, and I had to think of a house, I associate him with House Stark. So yes.
You've only seen 2 seasons. That would make sense.
Oh, okay.
So,
There's the first reference to that.
yeah. So now I'm on the clock.
No, there's no clock.
Now I'm on the drafting turn.
Evan needs a male character. We could conspire and
Maybe
take
I
him.
just go 2 males.
You guys could take Miscellaneous as your male, and Evan would be lost with a guy that starts with a T.
Dude,
It could be multiple guys.
Tywin.
It could be.
It could be 3 guys.
Whoa.
Tywin
It
Lannister.
could be 3 different guys. Now that I think about it.
So me. There's only like 3 houses I really see
Well, Did you not watch the whole episode?
that I think are worth having.
There's way more than 3.
Where do I go? Moment.
No, say
There's a
one
whole
for
book
me.
of houses, actually.
I'm going house. And I'm going with the best house. The richest house.
Well, that's not true.
Well,
If you say who I think you're going to say. I
all
did
right,
some reading today.
Let me rephrase it. The house that everyone hates because of how awesome they are, how powerful they are, they control everything. They live where the kings live in King's Landing. I'm taking the Lannister house.
It's a great house.
The best house.
They always repay their debts.
Always. A Lannister always pays its debt.
Unless they're all dead.
Well, everyone basically dies in the show.
And they have a sick logo with a lion.
Yeah, their colors are great. Red and gold.
I feel like Evan hates that house.
With Lannisters?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
I love it. Tyrion was
Tyrion-
going to be the male character I was going to draft.
Yeah.
Tyrion is a great character.
Tyrion's the best. He's the best male character on the show. 100%.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, guys. You're pumping my
Sorry.
tires.
Sorry for Jon Snow at first.
But,
overall
hey,
pick.
I can take it.
All right, Cody,
Tyrion's
let's
number one.
hear your miscellaneous. Oh.
All right. So
Wait,
my
why'd you
pick,
say
you
miscellaneous?
guys are ready.
I feel Cody's going female and miscellaneous in his next 2.
I'm going actually miscellaneous because it's more important.
Knew it.
I'm going to do the Viper versus the Mountain.
Oh, no.
That
That
fight
just ripped
scene.
out of my soul. That was my scene. That was my moment.
Okay, so that was actually the first episode I ever watched. Matt Zank walked into that apartment and put that episode on. Said, "You guys gotta watch this," and that sparked my love for the whole show.
Well, this is like, yeah.
It's like a
is
personal
sentimental
deep moment right here.
Yeah, so this is. I was hoping that this was going to be there still. Might have overstretched on the male, but I could have got Cersei and then, but whatever. But yeah, Mountain versus the Viper.
Not to show my
Martell,
casualness.
he's fantastic.
Is this Tyrion's combat by trial when the smaller guy faces?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And he like beats him, but then he gets murdered by
Pedro
the mountain.
Pascal?
Yeah.
Gets his
Also the
head cut
Mandalorian.
off?
I watched this today to prepare.
Yeah, that's it. It's a great fight.
Yeah.
Gruesome.
Awesome. It's awesome.
So, and then I'm going to move into
That's
my
miscellaneous.
next one, since house doesn't really freaking matter. I'm going to go with the fan favorite to pair with the Hound. I'm going to go Brienne of Tarth.
Wow.
She's on my list too.
I would not want to fight Cody's team. I'll say that.
She got knighted at the end. Oh my god, it's losing me. Did she sleep with Jamie?
She did.
I thought they just
She
Very
got that
end.
at the
They
end.
did sleep?
The only other
Very
person
end. They
in
made
his
out.
life, other than Cersei. I mean, not to ruin anything, but
Yeah.
she's a great character.
They slept, really? I forget.
Oh, they did.
Yeah?
But it
Oh
makes
yeah, sorry,
sense. You only
Grant.
saw
I
two
forgot you don't
seasons.
watch the show.
Spoilers for you, man.
I watched all
You don't
season
watch the
8.
show.
Well,
I'm sorry.
clearly you didn't pay attention.
I forgot they woke up in bed together.
They
had
hit it.
They had
sexually.
they had an emotional hot tub scene before that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
talked about
When he
doing the
first
got
dirty,
his
and then
hand
they
cut off.
did the dirty.
I don't think anyone's peeking.
Yeah, but
peeking
she
that
took
scene,
Jamie
so I'll say
all the way through. I mean, she's probably the most loyal, most honorable person in the show. I mean,
Well, I can't wait to rewatch this.
I might.
I was jumping around scenes today. I'm brought back a lot of memories. 4 a.m. Not going to class the next day.
This is tough.
What is?
This is my next pick.
So you have.
Scene and miscellaneous remaining.
Yep.
And I'm looking at my scenes, and
What are they?
there are 3 that I'm between. I feel like they're all good.
Dude, yeah, I have so many scenes. Yeah, I understand that.
Oof. Oh God. All right.
There's gonna be a lot of honorable mentions.
So many. That might be the longest part
Dude,
of this show.
Oh man.
We could have done like a team of 10.
I'm gonna go miscellaneous, and this could definitely be vetoed.
Oh boy, get ready, boys. That's a bad way to start your pick. You should.
I'm just
thrown it
gonna
out
be
there.
honest because I'm expecting it to get vetoed. If it doesn't, that'd be great. So guys, don't veto.
You're dumb for saying this.
You were gonna anyways.
I thought Dragons was going to get vetoed, and you're going to make me pick one, but that slipped through the cracks. So you should not have said this.
My miscellaneous. Yeah, I just don't see it passing, but it is season 6. That's my miscellaneous. Season 6. The best season of Game of Thrones.
I almost want you to have this because I think I know
The
you want
veto because it's also arguable.
like that.
But if I
It's
get
all
it,
your
I'm going to
thought.
explain the moments within it of why I want it.
I mean, you're not going to get any votes on a graphic for just me putting season 6. So I almost want you to take it and just lose. Like,
Yeah, but you
Well, no,
have to
it-
put a graphic. I tell you, you have to. Just so you,
I don't know.
I can't tell you. I can't tell you the moment.
It seems like a reach. It seems like you are holding more than you can actually hold in your arms. Like you're just taking too much.
Do you know what season 6 contains? No, because you've never seen it.
Yeah, I do. One of my scenes is in there.
So I can't say the scenes. So I can't help myself because
You shouldn't say the scenes. They more than me know what season 6 contains, and I don't know. It just feels like a lot to take. Is that how you guys think?
So Cody vetoed.
Yeah, and I veto because you're wrong because that's not the best season.
So a different reason.
Evan,
I'm gonna veto as well
that's probably for the best. It is a lot to vote for.
It's a ton.
because it would just be like one of us being like, "Yeah, I'm taking the entire Game of Thrones as a whole as my miscellaneous," and be like, "Yeah."
I'm gonna take the 3 letters GOT and move on.
Cody is the best, just so you know. But
Look into season 4 if you want the best season.
that was my second favorite.
I
season.
will. I haven't watched that one yet.
All right, so now I'm back. Now I gotta pick a moment. I'm gonna go.
Wait, no, you can do miscellaneous again.
No,
I think you should have to go
I'm
miscellaneous.
gonna let miscellaneous fall to me now. Because I'm the last pick.
Watch Evan take one on his way back.
Oh no, Cody's the last pick.
What, miscellaneous?
Yeah, Evan could take one. I can't take one from you, but Evan could take one.
Oh, I'm taking one hard.
I'm gonna go with a scene/moment. The episode is called Hard Home, and it's when the Night King raises the dead. That is my moment.
That was the first time he did that, right?
Yes, he raises the dead. It's a chilling scene, goosebumps. I mean, in my opinion, one of the best scenes in the whole show.
It turned everybody's thoughts.
I mean,
It was like, yep, we got to abandon going for the throne.
yeah, it was
We got to take care of that guy.
awesome, and that helps me with my miscellaneous pick.
A strategy shift. Whoa. A strategy shifter that scene was. So that means all of you have taken scenes but me, but also you could take. There's still
You could take two.
There's potential for Evan and Alex to still take a scene with their miscellaneous.
Definitely, I have 3 great ones still out there.
Nice. It goes to Evan now, right?
Yep.
A man without a male.
I am up. Damn, Alex, you really threw a wrench in my plans.
You had that scene?
It's an awesome scene, Brad. I know you weren't watching that year, but
I watched it today.
just making sure you've seen it.
So, Grant, you didn't even get to watch, like, the Red Wedding.
I've watched
went
that.
back
I
and
watched that
watched it.
episode, but I missed
But
all the
you
context.
didn't watch, like, the
No
seasons
build-up.
leading up
No,
to be
but
like,
I probably will
I'm
now
starting with
because
that guy.
this has been very fun so far. So
This show is incredible. It really is, and I was a big Game of Thrones hater. But my roommate watched it every single day for a year and a half.
it
so I had no
shows in
choice.
this draft because your draft stinks. I'm just kidding. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I think my team looks solid.
Okay, so with my miscellaneous, I'm gonna go with another moment and scene. I am picking the Battle of Blackwater.
Oh, good one.
I think like it's an underrated fight scene. It's not kind of talked about as like the couple other fight scenes that might get mentioned. But this is the first time that you saw Nightfire used, and it's kind of a land versus sea fight. You don't really see that much, and the characters playing the roles in them played a different role where you're supposed to have the king at the time kind of take charge, but Tyrion did it instead. And this was kind of early on one of the biggest fight scenes of the first 2 seasons. So I'm going to go with the Battle of Blackwater.
Solid choice.
I like it.
One of the
Underrated.
first changing points.
Hey, anything on the water gets a bump from me. I just like the cinematics of it. All right, so then it's me, and then I finish out my team here. I just want to keep going. This stinks. I can't wait for the honorable mention.
We should have
part.
done more. We should just pivot right now and add a second miscellaneous.
No, I think we gotta leave it the way it is, and then we'll just discuss all the ones that we wanted to put on.
We might talk for 30
Grant would have
minutes.
to, Grant would
after
have to do more
draft.
research if we added somebody to the team.
Yeah, probably fair. So obviously, I need a house and a scene. If I didn't get both, I would take a house first because I think there's a third house I really want that I think is better than the other ones. But I'm just gonna do
I
scene.
forgot you needed one still.
Actually, I'll get a house out of the way now. House. I'm gonna do House Targaryen.
Oh.
I don't have any Targaryen male or characters. I mean, like you can argue, Snow, right? But they're also, we talk about logos. Their logo's awesome. 3-headed dragon. I have the dragons. They're pretty powerful. They had a strong hold on Westeros way back in the day, pre-show, and they fight to get it back, and they eventually did. No spoilers, but they did for a little bit at least. So then. And I think there's really like 3 major ones. Obviously, I don't know if houses are going to swing the vote in any way, but I want to get Targaryen out of the way.
There's the fourth is not as cool as the first 3.
Yeah. So the scene now is the hardest part, I would say, because I'm only going to get one because I already used my miscellaneous on dragons because they're awesome. So obviously, as someone who watched all of season 1 and season 8, those scenes stand out more in my mind. There's a clear one from season 8 that I think would be like a chalk fan favorite.
People hate that season.
Fan favorite pick. Like
Everyone hates that.
had a lot of memes, had a lot of everything in it. But I think this might be where I show my true Game of Thrones fandom and go for a deep cut from season 1. Just so the voters know that I'm not a total fraud when it comes to this series. So my scene is Ned Stark's decapitation scene.
It's a good one.
To
I
me,
also have that written down.
as someone who watched the full first season, I think it gets lost in context that like the character of Ned, the actor's real name, he was like the most paid for actor in the series. He was like the guy on the cover photo. Like this show is revolving around Ned Stark and his family. And the fact that they murked him at the end of season 1 kind of set the tone for the whole series, similar to the Robb Stark Red Wedding, where like nobody is safe. And in the more nerdy way, I just loved how that scene was shot. Like you have the still shots of Ned there. You have Joffrey's stupid face, not to spoil the characters, but Joffrey's dumb face there on the spot says execute him. Then you have Ned's family in Sansa and Arya like crying as young girls. And it was the part where you can see the sword going down and then they cut to Arya's face and then it's like the birds flying in the sky. It's like, holy crap. Like this series is different than any other where they just off like the main character at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
So Ned Stark getting his head
So
chopped
got
off.
people to come back for season 2.
Crazy way to end the season.
Evan, round out your squad with
Male character. I
Oh.
have 3 options here, and I don't want to pick the wrong one.
So do I have 3 on my board left. I wonder if they're the same 3.
I have, if we're going to do this, I have 4.
Cody doesn't have a board for everyone listening.
Cody
Just
knows
off the
the
dome.
whole show.
Yeah, I don't have a list.
I am going to pick for my male character, Jamie Lannister.
Ooh.
On the
Wait,
list.
you roasted
with the-
Cersei for having incest,
Yeah.
so relax
The
over there.
brother lover
I did.
ends up
I
on
did.
your squad.
I no comment on that. I'm gonna pick Jamie
At least-
just because the build up of the character and how he was portrayed throughout the entire series, the ups and
Character arc.
downs, kind of the roller coaster that he was portrayed as, like a villain or a good guy. I kind of towed the line back and forth of each. And then he was one of the main characters in the different adventures, I should say, that he went on. I just liked his character, and I like the actor that played it. So I'm gonna pick Jamie Lannister.
Nikolai.
And I would say up there with my male character, one of the better fighters. Outside of like the Mountain and Hound, like those guys are just physical specimens. But Jamie and John were very good with the swords.
Yep.
Despite losing a hand, still very good with the sword. I like it. He was on my board for sure. So Gillen gets to round out his team, and he has to go with.
Miscellaneous. Wide open, whatever I want.
That's fun. That's fun to say for
So
last.
I'm gonna go with the Army of the Dead. I want the White Walkers as my miscellaneous.
Strong pick.
Instead of the Night King.
Yeah,
I had Night King.
I'm not
but
gonna lie.
I
I would
think
have
I'm
just
just gonna
picked the
go
Night King.
I already have the Night King raising the dead, so I didn't think I needed him.
So you're just gonna take
Yeah,
everyone.
it's backing up your scene.
So
Either-
I'm
either
backing
way.
up my scene with all of the dead, the whole army.
I don't know about them. I'll let you take the Night King if you want. I think it's a way better pick. I mean, without him, the White Walkers don't exist. But you can.
All right, I'll take the Night King.
I feel like your hand wasn't off the chess piece yet. We can allow it.
Without the Fire Girls, the Night King doesn't exist.
True.
Without Dragon Glass, the Night King doesn't
Take those.
exist.
Just for what it's worth, because Cody
You have
has
to
to
think
go
about the
house.
I mean, the
graphic.
Children of the Forest.
Yeah. take
Cody
those.
has to go house next, so what I was between was Night King, White Walkers, whatever, or I feel like I might have gotten some decent votes for this, but I went against it. John's Direwolf Ghost. was
I
gonna
had
go
Ghost
with,
down. Yeah.
but I decided to go with the Night King instead.
All right. Don't spoil the honorable mentions yet. Let Cody finish the draft.
Cody has to go house.
Yeah. What's he gonna do here?
Greyjoys.
Negative. I'm going House Tyrell.
The
And
wealthy.
since I'm the
the
last pick, I'm
rich
going to
men.
explain myself. They're the Rose House that has the mother or grandmother of Marjorie. She's the one that actually killed Joffrey.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
So, boom. That's going to be the best house just for obviously after the Targaryen, Stark, Lannister, whatever. But out of all the rest of them, Tyrell is the only one you could pick.
Does anybody want to
Baratheon
make any
suck.
trades?
Martell suck. Tully suck. Bolton's just creepy.
What about Baratheon?
Baratheon stinks. He was just there because
Gross.
I would have gone
his
Baratheon.
his wife didn't love him and she left him.
Robert
Because he
Baratheon.
wanted to get with Melisandre. He was obsessed with her. He was.
Robert Baratheon looked like he'd be sick in a bowling league somewhere in like Idaho.
No, he's probably a great Little League coach.
No, he'd be drunk.
Anybody want to make any trades? Or is everyone feeling good?
Offer one up. I'll listen.
I feel pretty good.
But I wouldn't want anyone from your team, to be honest. The only thing I really want is that I think would fit my team better are dragons.
Dragons is such a great pick,
But I
wasn't it?
don't think Grant's parting with that, so it's not going to happen.
I have to keep them. I went out on a limb with that.
I at least have Daenerys, but I feel like dragons would fit my team better than the Night King.
It was tough. I didn't want to double up everything, you know? Like, that's when my scene, I was going to pick,
That's why I was
if we're doing honorable mentions, like, the blowing up of the Sept of the Baylor. I mean, that was
my rank,
that
my
good
number 2 scene, and then right before the show started, I remembered Hard Home scene, so I was like, I gotta go that. All right, so no trades. Evan, you want any trades?
Not trading because it doesn't seem fit.
All right. Well, then let's just go in a circle of our honorable mentions. Grant, start with you.
Well, you took the Night King. I had him. The other males I had left were Littlefinger and Ned Stark. Littlefinger would have been a guy maybe I would have taken if I went with the Evan approach and waited till the very end. I may have slipped him in just because I think he was cunning, deceptive, drove the show for what he made it to like almost the end of season 7. And also his murder scene is an iconic one. How quick that neck slit was by Arya. But he was just like a crazy little character in the show. And kind of a weasel. Everyone hated him, but you had to give him props where props were due for him. And then Robb Stark, I mean, he only made it a couple seasons, but he was awesome.
Yeah.
Good one, Jorah Mormont.
I like
That was a
Jorah.
good one.
He was kind of the first simp ever.
I had
Always on Daenerys' like hip.
Or Aquaman, Khal Drogo.
Yeah. I had Sir Bronn of the Blackwater as an honorable mention. I didn't think he'd get drafted, but he's a cool character.
Jon was sick, but nobody went after Robb Stark.
I had Robb Stark in my list, but I think people were afraid that he wasn't in the show long enough.
I think Tywin would have been like a big
Seasons.
big metaphor play where like that guy Tywin kind of was like the puppet behind a lot of stuff in the Lannister household.
No Sansa Stark for the ladies.
That is a huge like.
She sucked.
I thought
Not
Evan, you're
Miz,
going
but-
for sure based on looks alone. I almost did.
Looks isn't everything, man. Come on. Dig out the personality. You dig out the character builds. Come on.
She built. I mean, she's the queen of the North.
She had
As it stands.
a great character build, but Evan also wants Arya, who also had a character. Both the Stark sisters had a great character
But
build.
Arya's not a leader. Sansa's literally. There's
But
that
Arya's who
word.
you want in battle at the end of the day, right, Evan?
Fighter, yes. Leader, it's up for debate.
How about Tormund Giantsbane?
I was almost going to. My
Tormund,
pick was
yeah.
between Tormund, the Night King, and Jaime. And I picked Jaime just because Jaime was,
More central.
yeah, and kind of.
Tormund was hilarious.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was fun.
Tormund's pick could have been recency bias with his one-liners towards the end of the seasons. Could have drawn some fan interest.
What about Podrick?
No,
What about
he was a
Out-
good person with the ladies.
Out of
Didn't have to pay.
out of the females, I think we covered everything. Like the only one that could have been put in, I think, was Sansa, worthy of that female.
Melisandre?
I don't think she's worthy of a female.
Marjorie
character.
Lady
Tyrell.
Marjorie.
We
Ah,
talked
Cody's
about
on that
Olenna
page.
Tyrell and her killing Joffrey. I
The
think the
Grandma
way that she
Tyrell,
was
whatever
able
her
to
name is.
manipulate people could have been like a high vote for some female characters.
Could've. No Caitlyn Stark love.
What about Hodor?
I thought that scene.
Bran.
I thought
I
that scene
do that
was
as miscellaneous as hold the door.
Hold the Door was in
So-
my moments. I feel like people loved that. I mean, tear-jerking moment.
Grey Worm could have been a pick.
I don't like Grey Worm. Never have.
Okay,
Boring character.
sorry.
I like houses. We got those. I mean, Greyjoy would have been the only.
Greyjoys.
Greyjoy was my first.
What about
fourth.
Theon? What about Ramsay?
No one. I mean, that
Polarizing.
character was something different. I mean, that was a
Polarizing
character that
people.
everybody, I think, agreed that they hated.
Yeah, he did. He was a great actor.
If we picked villain as a category, I think Joffrey and Ramsay would have been like first round villain picks if we had to do that.
Tywin would be a top
For
fan
sure.
as well.
Out. Yeah.
Tywin, Night King.
Not kidding.
I mean, Littlefinger, Peter Baelish would have been
Yes.
a villain.
People
Love
hated him.
Littlefinger.
If you think about people that hate you, loved Littlefinger, you're a
I love how
sociopath.
conniving he is. It's a great,
Sociopath.
great. I mean, Genius, really.
I would have taken the Greyjoys as my fourth house just because I think whenever they would like do a wide shot of the Iron Islands, it looked awesome. That's about the only reason I would have
It
taken them.
looked dirty. I would have went Baratheons.
Before we
Dirty.
get into like moments and scenes, I want to say like a couple miscellaneous things that I wrote down was the intro song.
Yeah.
I think everybody knows it, so
That
that
would
could
have
have
been a hit.
and the wall itself,
Yes.
And
that
how
would have
It's
been
the
much
literal wall.
Yes.
That's a great
and
one.
how much
You
that
should've
plays
taken it.
into the series. And I mean, like take a shot every time they say the wall.
Yeah, the wall. It's a good one.
What else?
Yeah, the wall, and we talked about earlier. Alex was like, "Well, I'm going to take this house, but it doesn't really count." The I'm drawing a blank.
Night's
The
Watch.
I had that. in
Night's
miscellaneous.
Watch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Brotherhood.
I had
And that
George
would've been a good
R.
miscellaneous.
It's a
as well.
brotherhood. That's right.
George R. Martin. Without him, this doesn't happen. I think that's a decent miscellaneous.
I would have bullied you for that, but I guess.
I
yeah.
feel like
That
I'd
would've
get
been a
no
bad pick.
votes for that, so I didn't.
That would have been
do
an
that.
Alex Gillen pick.
Yeah.
You're thinking too much at that point.
And then I had the Dothraki as a miscellaneous.
They're a cool army.
But then they got dusted in season 8, so then it's like, well, were they that good?
Destroyed.
Maybe not.
What else, Cody? Did
And you know who else got dusted in season 8? All your little Night Walkers.
But I don't have them. I have the Night King,
he got.
who died to Evan's female lead, Arya.
He also got dusted in one episode.
My miscellaneous. I had what I'm drinking. I had wine. That was a staple
I
of
had
the
that
show.
one too.
This wine was always in the show.
Getting drunk.
I had some quotes, but I didn't know if any were strong enough. I really like the quote, "Chaos is a ladder," and then Cersei saying, like, in the Game of Thrones, you either win or you die. Like, you could have just thrown a quote as a miscellaneous. I thought would have been cool. And then my last two were Valyrian Steel.
Oh wait, what's the one quote? You can't leave that out.
We said a couple.
No, the one about
I drink and I know things.
the winter. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives. That's
I'll
There's
that was
no-
hard.
I mean,
There's a
what
lot.
about
Stark, baby.
Winter is Coming? They
Winter
say
is
that
Coming could have been a quote.
50,000 times.
That's the title of the first episode.
I mean, it's a giant theme. They tweeted
Winter is
it-
coming.
The Game of Thrones official account tweeted it recently, and people are thinking they're remaking season 8.
No, they have a long marathon on HBO Max right now.
I saw that as
Oh,
well,
man.
but I mean, it's more fun to think that a new
That's way
season
more fun to think.
It's all the spin-offs and the prequels that they're talking about.
My last one was Valyrian Steel. Because if you need to kill Alex's losers, you need Valyrian Steel.
Enough with calling my guys.
Moreover, you should have said Jon Stark's or not Jon Snow's
Sword?
sword.
Yeah.
When he comes out of the ice, the eye on the sword actually opens.
Was it called like long something? His sword was called like a long
Lion's
something.
Bane? No.
Something. That was miscellaneous. When I was talking to you earlier, it was weapons. Like the what did
I thought swords. Earlier.
Cersei and her lover boy had that machine to shoot down the dragons. The bow.
Longclaw.
Longclaw was
Sorry.
a sword. Yeah.
What was that fancy golden army in season 8 on the
Yeah.
boat? I was
When
gonna
they
pick them
sh-
just
when they-
because they
The
got
Golden
murdered
Company.
so
The
fast.
Golden Company when they shot down the dragon with their
Yeah.
sick arrow. Also, you could have picked the Night King's javelin. That was an Evan's scene that he took. I mean, there was some cool miscellaneous, like the dagger that Arya used to end it all. That was recurring throughout the seasons. There was a lot of miscellaneous things that were cool, but it was
Lot of
tough.
stuff.
Yeah.
I was between the Mountain and the Viper and the Spoils of War episode when the Dothraki and everybody went against the Lannisters' army, and Jaime almost got killed, but Bronn saved him.
Is that when he got tackled
That
into
was
the
the-
water?
When they brought when
First
the
time I saw
dragon
dragons.
the dragon melted or the whole army down.
Jamie realized we're screwed. It's over.
Did this is off topic. Did Brienne of Tarth survive? Is she alive?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
pretty
didn't
sure.
die.
I don't remember if she dies, but
She
I'm
did not-
looking at everyone's teams and like who's alive and dead, and almost my whole squad's dead.
Oh, I guess, I mean, this is obvious if you watch the show and, like, were a normal person, but, like, Bran had no chance of being drafted here.
Yeah, you take him, you're immediately
No.
losing.
No, that loser.
The man that ended up as the king.
Yeah. Wasn't even a consideration.
Which is why everyone considers
Wasn't
the
even-
last
yeah.
season the worst
It was
season
terrible.
in TV history.
The three-eyed raven that just destroyed his
You
character.
could have taken the three-eyed raven. Raven as a miscellaneous. I mean, that was a big
Then
thing
you would
of
have
the show.
taken
Taking sex.
Bran, and you would have
Any-
sucked.
I mean, yeah, you just don't want to be associated with Bran because you're going to lose.
So should we just dive into scenes? Because I think that's where like the most meat on the bone. Even though there was a lot to, I think there's so many scenes or like moments in the show that would have been worthy of being drafted.
Yeah.
Battle of the Bastards did not go.
Nope.
And
We
that
all
is
talked about it
crazy.
so much, and then no one did it.
I think maybe because like the episode itself was so strong and like long of an episode, it's hard to pick a specific moment from said battle.
Just the gif of John looking up and all the army coming at him at the same time, I think, is enough. I mean,
Taking off the belt, ready to dust some people. Yeah.
or the little kid running away and getting killed. I thought that was kind of funny.
What were you
I
guys?
forgot. Nobody put in the episode or the scene from the Watchers on the Wall when they got attacked from both sides, and then John's actual wife got killed. That scene. That was like the first time that they did a whole scene in one spot, and it was like a cinematic masterpiece.
The
So,
thing about the
that was
show,
missed out.
Ollie shot an arrow through her neck.
Yeah, sniper.
just the thing about the show, it's like the best show of all time by many people. So of course there's like
I mean,
100 scenes that were like, oh my god, that was amazing. I really don't think you can go wrong in the scene category at all.
I guess credit to us for not just for overlooking all the season 8 ones, which rank highly in a lot of people's minds, but
'Cause
like
they're new.
they're
It's
new
recency bias.
and they had to wrap up the show. But like, I think if there was one that was gonna make it, I would say Arya stabbing the Night King would have been one that could get through because it's like that was like the final nail in the coffin and the whole Night King storyline.
When it happened, I mean, I was stunned, and it was awesome. TV.
John killing Dany. Did anyone think about that one, or is that just too lame?
It's dumb.
Too
Lovey-dovey,
soft.
yeah.
Too like crying weird.
If you wanted to go soft, you could have done Podrick's song in episode
No.
3 of season
Cody.
8.
Well, Cody's a lifer.
Dude.
He understands everything.
I think I'm gonna
That-
watch this later.
That
I mean,
whole
I think
song
it's a
like gave me
guarantee.
shivers.
I think a cool one, similar to Evans with the dragon. I think it was it then start of season 8 when the White Walker or when the dragon breathes
End of
ice
season 7.
onto the wall. Oh my goodness! And
Yeah.
breaks the wall. Just the wall falling with the ice dragon was a great scene. That got shivers up the spine.
What is the episode called that was filmed too dark?
The Long Night?
The Long Night.
I think that would have been so much better if they just fixed the lighting, which you have to imagine at $1 billion budget for season 8. And to mess up the lighting, I think that could have just been easily the best, but it got kind of tainted.
Well, they actually did it at night.
They re-edited it, and it's brighter now. If you ever go back and watch, which I'm sure, Cody, you watch at least once every few months.
I haven't watched the full series in like 2 years.
You're due. You're definitely due. I know you're going to do it.
Evan started watching it, I think, end of last year. Or maybe during COVID.
Didn't you buy the whole
Over
box?
quarantine. It was about like a year ago I started watching it.
Did you
Yeah,
finish?
and that made me get back and do it. I got it through like season 3, and then I was like, it's golf season. I got to do something else.
I think I'm just going to start from season 4 and go on. Yeah.
Yeah, well, rewatch season 4 because you think season 6 is the best season.
I really like season 6.
Season 4 is the best.
Season 6 has great moments, Cody.
I mean, some other moments and scenes
Yes, Evan.
was Tyrion killing his dad,
Yeah.
Tywin.
Love that
Yes, it's a great scene.
That whole like last one he gets breaking out and then he kills his ex lover. And he goes and kills his father. And then a scene that I wish was unspoiled for
Yeah,
me.
I was just going to say this one. I'm sure you're going to
Oh.
say that it didn't happen. Like, it's not a great scene for you because I ruined
What
it.
happened?
I ruined
it
Jon
got
Snow coming
spoiled,
back
so
to
I
life.
knew it was
ruined
about to happen. So, like, the build-up for this,
I ruined it,
It
yeah.
lost its luster. Was I shocked that it happened? No, because I was already told what was about to happen.
Yeah, I've given
Not
you
getting
why this
stabbed
happened
in the
multiple
back.
times.
John dying, one of the biggest, the end of, I think, season 6, one of the biggest, oh my God, what just happened moments in Game of Thrones history, and I get it spoiled to me right before it happens. Literally 30 seconds before it happens.
Yeah, no, I thought it had already happened. I walked in. I didn't really look at the screen. I realized it was that episode. I thought he already knew that it happened. I said it hadn't happened. I ruined it. Someone ruined it for me also. So I also didn't get
Two
to see
wrongs
that.
don't make it right.
And I didn't try to ruin it for Evan, but it happened that way.
You said it right before you left. You were walking out the door.
I thought
and
you had
said,
already seen it. That's just what happened.
Oh, has John died yet? No.
I looked
He's
up
in his
thinking
office.
it already
Ali
happened.
is talking to him right now in his office. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
30 seconds later, John's getting stabbed in the back.
Oh no.
Just so everyone knows, if you want to make me feel bad for it, Evan brings it up at least every couple months. So it's not like I have forgotten. I still feel bad.
I don't think I'll ever forgive him for it. I'll be honest.
I don't think so
I
either.
think it's fair, Evan. I think that's a big moment.
That's probably why I didn't get picked, because I ruined that moment for you.
It was third on my moments and scenes.
What about Daenerys coming out of the fire? Anybody like that moment?
I liked it, but
Not good enough.
I mean, it's a heavy hitter
Doesn't have
draft.
enough luster.
Deep cut would have
You
been
could literally go through this whole series and just say a part of each episode.
Jamie
and they're all
being
great.
Jamie pushing Bran out the window set the tone for the whole series as well in episode 1. Like, we're just gonna push kids out of windows for watching incest. Like, holy cow, what a series this is.
Who was the...
What about Tyrion's speech
Yeah,
I didn't love that one.
When he was on
on his trial? On his trial?
I mean,
That was
good.
sad.
I just saw that on Twitter not that long ago. A
This-
reenactment. That was,
But did you see like the fake one when they're like dancing, walking up? Was that the one?
What about the one that... This is one was like extremely shocking for me that I had no idea, that I almost like didn't even realize happened, was when Cersei's kid, I don't remember which one, just
Tallman.
jumps out the
Tommen.
window.
She
Tom,
doesn't even care either.
Dude, I was shocked when
That
that
would you
happened.
could have got that in the Sept of Baylor because, like, dude, that
Well,
scene.
That was
about,
crazy.
Yeah, what about when everything blew up? What about when
Well, we
Cersei
talked
leveled the
about that
whole-
earlier, yeah.
Yeah, and
got rid
then
of everybody?
when she's just sipping wine, that scene of her in the tower just sipping wine when the whole thing blew up, and then her last son jumping out a window. That's why she's my female character. I mean, unbelievable work right there.
What about the little girl, Mormont girl? When she just gets like
She sucked.
absolutely
She did
destroyed by the giants.
She did suck.
I mean, he just like squeezes the death out of her.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm glad she
It was almost kind of funny.
I'm glad she died.
I actually have a really important.
Hold the door. Oh no, we already did that.
I have a really
What
important.
was? Are there any? Yeah.
When Arya goes to do all that mask stuff, like, did you guys enjoy that?
See, I missed that
I
part.
mean, when she became no one.
The whole faceless thing, like.
Cody, did he pick the?
watching it a second
for me,
time,
I didn't
got
need
more of
that.
appreciation for it.
But I also have only seen it once, so maybe I need to go back and watch it. But like, I just didn't really
I
understand.
think watching
what
the
was
second
going
time,
on.
you like understand more of why it's happening, so you like agree with it more.
Just felt.
I'll say that
thrown
I
in
went.
there.
I kind of skipped through it this the third time I watched it.
All right, so I think everyone's on the
That's kind
same page. It's not really like important.
No,
I mean, she kills some characters. I mean, she kills Walter Frey while using it.
True.
That was an awesome.
That was cool.
That was
Children-
That's a good
Children-
That's a great scene.
Sick moves from doing it, going overseas and doing it.
That was a great quote as well. And people also theorize that maybe those powers helped her with the Night King scene, but we don't get any clarification on that. How did she get so close to the Night King without him knowing? We'll never know.
She's faceless.
Did she swap faces with one of the Night King henchmen? I don't know.
Just so you know, all those moments we basically just named were all from season 6, Cody. A lot of them. Like a lot of
like
those.
2 episodes. Wait, and Arya and
Arya kills Walter Frey in season 6.
I mean, when Joffrey dies, that's
it's not a
great
great
scene for the show.
part.
It was pretty cool.
There's at least like 10 or like there's like 5 to 10 in each season.
The sept it blows up.
The fact that
Tommen falls his death.
the fact that Alex wanted season 6 as his miscellaneous is such an outrageous play.
What about
I'll
Sansa
just be like,
feeding the
all right,
dogs
I
to
picked
Ramsay?
season 8.
I,
There, I have it all.
I picked seasons 4 through 8. They're mine.
I would say season 7 is damn near close to the same as 6.
Most
yeah,
of the
season
seasons
7's
are good, Cody. I'm just saying I felt like season 6 had the most memorable moments. And I mean, you can
because
argue.
it doesn't have to do with the people. Or so a lot of the people are dead out of season
There's just a
4.
lot of shocking
wants-
twists in season 6.
You want season 6, and you didn't pick a scene from season 6.
Well, I was
as
going
your
to-
moment and scene.
I was going to explain the moments that I wanted from season 6. So I was going to really pile it all in and just really like take as much as I could.
I claim all of that scenes. Okay.
Well,
so
I
I'm
said
glad
it was
we
going to
did
get
that.
vetoed. It's not like I didn't think it wouldn't get
You
vetoed.
messed up by
You
doing
would have
that.
let it happen if I didn't say that?
Did you guys think about vetoing my dragons or no?
No, because that's what I wanted,
No.
and I thought it was fair. It's like 3 characters.
I thought I was going to have to pick one, and I was going to pick Drogon if I had to, and still ride it.
What about Jon Snow coming back to life?
What's the scene? You spoiled that for Evan.
What about his death?
You spoiled that for Evan.
I didn't spoil both. I spoiled one of them. I don't remember which one.
No,
I
he spoiled
the back to
him
life.
dying,
I thought I spoiled the back
not
to
him
life.
coming back to life. But we kind of had to know because when we watched it, all the seasons were already out and everybody knew that he was alive.
Yeah.
So Evan kind of
forgot that
was behind on that.
Didn't know he died.
But,
Yeah,
I didn't know he died. I had no clue that he died.
Happens.
I just can't believe Battle of the Bastards didn't get any votes.
I honestly think it's overrated.
yeah,
If I
since
was
we
gonna-
kind of used that as an example pre-show, I kind of forgot about it and went for the Mountain of the Viper.
I just feel like it's not. It's like too easy to pick, and
Too
we're all
mainstream.
like the smartest guys in the room, so we're not going to take the most
Well,
obvious
I'm not.
choice.
But if I was gonna like pick that scene, I think I would pick more of a chilling Sansa staring at Ramsay getting eaten by his dogs in the jail cell.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
awesome.
It's a great scene.
Awesome.
And Sansa got snubbed for sure.
I really think "Hold the Door" scene is like a top 5 like chilling scene in the whole show. I mean, you find out why his name is what it is, why he can't talk, and he dies.
What about when Bran, as in like
It was an
dream-
honorable send-off. That
When-
was about it.
or when the whole storyline of when you could either do when Bran finds out that Jon Snow is not really finds out he's a Targaryen, or when Samuel Tarly, who never got any love in this, tells Jon that he is related to Dany. That is an awkward moment.
Did anybody say the first scene I ever saw was when Joffrey dies? When he gets poisoned?
I mentioned that that's a good scene for the whole show that he died finally because he was a
Like that as a scene, like pretty cool. It's a lot of good stuff.
The scene I'm curious if Cody likes as much is or Evan, the verbal dialogue scene when Littlefinger and the other guy's name who's bald that starts with a V.
Lord Varys.
Yeah, when they're in the throne room by themselves and then it ends with Littlefinger dropping the chaos as a ladder quote. I just think that scene is so awesome because it's like two guys who understand all the politics of the throne, basically like just having a word battle between each other, and it's like chilling, like, whoa, these guys are crazy. But
What about getting rid of Joffrey? You guys forgot about that one too. Oh, I forgot about it too.
yeah, his neck does something crazy there.
Did I just say that?
Yeah.
Cody, I just said that, and you didn't say anything back.
Oh,
I said, what
was
about when
talking to
Joffrey
Andrea.
gets
My bad.
poisoned and dies?
He was
And everyone's like,
distracted.
oh.
Yeah.
there, done.
It's clear when Cody said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Now, I've been
cool.
dealing with this from Cody forever, so it's nothing.
But like his neck goes crazy in that. It's like
Yeah, he's dying, Brad.
Yeah, he's
You
poisoned.
probably didn't even see
Whip.
it. Who are we kidding?
from Cody's house. Cody's house did that. All right, to end it out, you guys want me to just? I forgot.
Or drinking.
I didn't recap.
Or that, yes.
I didn't recap everyone's team.
Oh, it's
So
okay.
I'll recap everyone's team, and then we will say our like final parting words and close this puppy out. So I had the number 1 pick in the draft. So we'll start here. Jon Snow, Cersei Lannister, Ned Stark decapitation scene, House Targaryen, and then dragons. Evan had the second pick. His team looks like Jaime Lannister, Arya Stark, Beyond the Wall, Jon's fight with the boys, and then the Ice Dragon kind of scene there. House Stark, Battle of Blackwater as his miscellaneous. Alex had the third pick. He went Tyrion Lannister, Daenerys Targaryen, the Night King raised the dead in Hardhome, House Lannister, and then the Night King is his miscellaneous. Cody with the last pick in the draft. With the turn, he had the Hound, Brienne of Tarth, the Red Wedding, Reigns of Casimir, House Tyrell, and then the Viper versus the Mountain scene. All right. I think that's the snake draft. Make sure you vote if you're listening this far to the team that you want to win.